In terms of your education, number of students here tonight, what were the important things that you did or that you got from if you were an undergrad or you were to do it all over again, given that you all now occupy jobs, as you said, didn't exist?
I would say three things. One, the newspaper at my school, student newspaper, was the end-all be-all of my experience, pretty much. I pretty much like to say that I majored in the Ithacan and not really in journalism. I spent my days, my nights, my weekends, all my time there as a staff writer, as an editor, as a really terrible photographer at one point. God bless you, you're probably a lot better than I'm doing at that point. But just in a lot of different facets and different places. So I got to just get a sense of what I liked and what I didn't like. Two, that leadership experience that I got from working on the paper was really valuable. And three, I'd say just the time to spend with internships over the summer, having sort of a regimented, now you're out of school, you have a summer to do stuff which you could spend chilling, doing nothing, you could spend at an internship somewhere. Classes and things like that were good, but it was the hands-on experience that really painted the whole experience for me, for sure.
Yeah. I was very privileged actually to have all of my professors were really great, and they were always on their game, and allowed us to take classes. There weren't tracks. We were able to do reporting courses as well as the multimedia courses and the graphic design. So I left with a lot of skill sets. So I was very, very lucky to have that. I mean, now I feel like that's the direction a lot of journalism programs have taken, but 2008, 2010, not so much. So I was just very, very lucky to have that experience. But also, again, my college newspaper, that's where I got my beat. And it's something that I stuck with for a really long time. And I made my name as a college newspaper. That's how, so that when I was starting, to apply to different places, or freelance, people already knew what I was about. People already could see my name and pointed to something. They know, this is what Raquel covers. This is the lens that she's covering it through. So it was great. I was able to, I don't like to say the word brand, but I was able to really build my brand as a college reporter.
Yeah, I think I have probably three main things I would say that I took out of college that have served me really well since then. The first is something that everybody beats you over the head with, but it's the basics of being a reporter. Actually picking up the phone and going to talk to people face to face and asking someone to spell their name 3 times and making sure that you get every detail right that goes a really, really long way. And even people in new media, millennials in these digital organizations will, you can't really teach kind of that gut news sense also. I think that understanding what has news value and what doesn't will never change regardless of the platform, and just getting that down as much as you can, mostly probably by working with your student paper. Rather than necessarily learning it in a class, I think it's something that you just learn by doing.